Money isn't actually the biggest barrier to AI adoption, and that revelation completely transforms how we should think about technological change. It's like we've been looking at the whole problem upside down.
That's quite a bold statement. What makes you say that?
Well, I've been diving into some fascinating economic theory, specifically Keynes's work on government spending. And there's this striking parallel to modern AI implementation that nobody's talking about. You see, Keynes showed that states with their own currency can't actually go bankrupt. It's all about real resources, not money.
But how does government spending connect to corporate AI adoption?
Here's where it gets interesting. Organizations are making the exact same mistake with AI that people make about government spending. They're saying, we can't afford AI when that's not actually the real problem at all.
So you're suggesting the financial aspect isn't the main barrier? That seems counterintuitive given how expensive AI projects can be.
Exactly. Just like with government spending, the real constraint isn't money, it's structural capacity. Organizations aren't failing because they can't fund AI projects. They're failing because they lack proper organizational architecture.
Could you break down what you mean by organizational architecture? That seems like quite a broad concept.
Think of it this way. You can have unlimited budget for AI tools, but if your organization has unclear roles, scattered tools, no governance framework, and no way to measure success, it's like buying a Ferrari, but not having any roads to drive it on.
Oh, wow, that really puts it in perspective. So what's the solution?
Well, there's this emerging framework called Evergreen Organisational AI that's built on similar principles to Keynes's economic theories. It focuses entirely on building structural capabilities rather than throwing money at the problem.
This reminds me of some recent studies showing that nearly 85% of AI projects fail, but almost none cite funding as the primary reason.
That's exactly the kind of data that supports this perspective. And what's really fascinating is that successful AI implementations almost always start with structural preparation. Clear service architectures, established governance frameworks, and robust measurement systems.
So what would you say is the first step for organizations wanting to build this structural readiness?
The critical first step is conducting what they call a structural assessment, mapping out current service architecture, governance frameworks, role definitions, and measurement capabilities. It's about understanding where the structural gaps are before trying to fill them.
That makes so much sense, like doing a proper foundation inspection before starting any major construction project.
And here's another interesting parallel. Just as Keynes argued that markets don't automatically solve public problems, AI tools don't automatically solve organizational challenges. You need intentional structural design.
How does this perspective change the way organizations should approach AI implementation?
Well, instead of asking, can we afford this AI solution, they should be asking, do we have the structural capacity to effectively implement and utilize AI? Recent data shows that organizations with strong structural foundations are 3 times more likely to succeed with AI implementation.
That's quite a significant difference in success rates.
And what's really encouraging is that while financial resources might be finite, our capacity to improve organizational structure isn't. We can always work on better governance, clearer roles, and stronger foundations.
Looking ahead, what do you think this means for the future of AI adoption?
I think we're going to see a major shift in how organizations approach AI transformation. Instead of massive upfront technology investments, we'll see more focus on building structural readiness first. The most successful companies will be those that understand this fundamental principle. The limit isn't our wallet, it's our willingness to do the necessary structural work.
That's really going to change the game for a lot of organizations.
Indeed, and perhaps the most powerful takeaway is that this puts success within reach of any organization willing to do the work. It's not about how much money you have, it's about how well you build your organizational foundation. This was Tom and Connie from AllyAllez in Feusesberg, Switzerland.